All right, my name is Derek Butts. Most of you know me in some capacity. I run the company called Assist You to Win, the connecting place for winners. And so today starts day one of what we're calling the Close More Deals Challenge. So just listening to your introductions, each and every one of us all sell something in some capacity. So for over 20 years, I have been in sales, primarily inside of the automotive space, getting ready to make the shift into the real estate space as well. I've been doing sales coaching for the last 7 years. And I found myself with the conflict of interest to the automotive side when I wanted to start Assist You to Win. I then found the industry of real estate, similar product, of course, a lot more expensive from a car, but similar in kind of processes and structure. And I found my way into coaching, speaking, and training in regards to sales, realtors. And so here we are. One of the things that we have done inside of our group is that, like Terry said, I hired Terry to help extract some programs so that we could be more systematic in our approach. When the pandemic happened, we changed business models where we were not going after the masses. We were going after more of the individuals. And so, we coach 10 people at a time. And naturally, we've been having our door knocked on for more opportunities. And so we've provided some more training in the arena of sales. So the next 2 days we're going to take a deep dive in the arena of sales. And the ultimate goal for us being together is so that you will close more deals. We want to unleash your sales superpowers because all of us have the ability to learn the skill sets necessary for us to close more sales. So as the flyer says here, you probably saw it at some place, that we want to elevate your sales skills. We want to give you some proven techniques. We call them principles. If you're taking notes, there's a dual role for my life, and that is both to help you in what you do, but then as well, it's to help you train other people. That's the power of the room, is that I know my assignment is not just to have salespeople, but it's also to help sales leaders. And so a couple of my one-on-one clients, they're in the room, and I'm excited because, in both of their cases, they are now releasing products and they are pushing forward into their coaching and getting people to follow and go and do the things that they came to me to do. They're now doing those things as well. So we have a couple more people join the room. So what I want to do, just because I like to have the context, if you are new to the room, I want to first off welcome you into the room, but I want to give them an opportunity to share who they are, because here's the thing, principle, I want to drop something here. The laws of abundance are in operation right now. And I say that because while you're in the room, you never know if the person that is in a screen somewhere next to you is what you need. So I want you to always be listening for, one, you should be hearing that if I need the service, here's an introduction. But two is when you find others that need the service, you can give an invitation. And we should always be functioning and listening for those things. I never go into a networking opportunity without trying to find who can I connect, who can I put together, because sometimes it's not for me today, but it's for somebody that I know. So we're always listening from there. So we had a couple more people join. If you just joined the room, if you don't mind, if you'll just share with us who you are and what you do. And then if you don't mind, if you'll type it as well in the chat, because I know it happens in trainings. You meet people, and before you know it, you're able to connect even outside of this training room. And that is very acceptable here inside of our space of Assist You to Win. We thrive on that. So let's see. We have and we don't have to go in this order, but I see that we got Tabitha that joined in. Some of you, if you're listening from work and you can't, just put a note in the chat. We'll keep moving. We have Dee Bowden that's joined the room, and then Vicky that's in here as well. So if you can, and then Brittany, I think, joined. If you don't mind, if you can just unmute your line, share with us, and then we're going to jump right into the training. Okay, Dee's listening from work. Appreciate it. So put it in the chat if you don't mind. Thank you. All right. Brittany or Tabitha, are y'all gonna listening? Okay, Tabitha's listening from work. Perfect. All right.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Brittany. I think the introduction was just to introduce who I am. I am a realtor currently, team lead. Glad to see some of the other team members are on the call too. So now we're going to get some really good and valuable information. But I'm just here to listen in and gain some more tools, tips, all that good stuff. So glad to be here.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, all right. And the rest will put theirs inside the chat. I think Vicky, I don't know if you are listening from work. Good morning. So I'm out of loud space right now. She's a realtor. Glad to be here. Perfect. Again, thank you guys all for being here. Let's jump right in to day number 1. Again, we are going to be here for 2 days during our time together. So again, questions that you have, if you don't mind, if you'll throw them in the chat, we will make sure that we answer questions as we go. All right. All right. So again, who am I? Derek Butts. I put a couple pictures up here, kind of describes who I am. Number one, I think that one right there just says, I believe in you. Assist you to win is all about making sure that you win. Then that third picture over there, that's what Derek Butts loves, and that's golf. So anytime that I'm around the golf course, man, I'm just telling you, I just know that something good's going to happen. So that's who I am. I told you about the company Assist You to Win that we have. All right. All right, so let's jump in. So who are you today? So I put a few things here. You do not have to answer in the chat, right? You don't have to answer, but I want you to first just take inventory of where you are right now in your sales journey. Okay, so I put a couple up here. Number one, I put, I'm just having bad luck. You know, when I run across people in the arena of sales, you get them in different places. What comes out of your mouth first? Are you just having bad luck? You just hit a string where you're just not catching the right people, catching them at the right time? Is that you? Second one is, I've been consistently inconsistent, right? Sometimes when we do take assessment over our world, we can, if we're honest with ourselves, our sales, we're not closing more because we've been consistently inconsistent inside of our sales process, our sales approach, our sales offers, how we show up. We've been consistently inconsistent. Or the third one is, you're a person that right now, you know what, you've just hit that stride and you're hungry for change. You're hungry right now. You know that it's possible. You've seen others do it. You have this belief system that says if they can do it, I know I myself can do it. And you're hungry and you're like, give me more. Maybe you're having a good year, but you're now at a place where you are hungry for even more and you want this change. And finally, I placed in here, I've just been playing small and safe. I've just been playing small and safe when it comes to sales. I work with people, but I only work in this space. I don't get out on the limb. I don't really stretch myself. I've been playing small and I've been playing safe. So regardless of who you are, where you are, I believe over the next 2 days, we want to give you some fire, but then we also want to give you some techniques that you can use and do in order for you to have the confidence to go after what it is that you desire. I saw this right here, and I thought this was just a great illustration of some things. And that is, I cannot control the outside. look at the outside boxes. I cannot control what others think of me. I cannot control how others feel. I cannot control other people's motives, what other people say. I can't control their beliefs, their perceptions, their past. I can't even control the future. I can do something that can help my future, but I can't control it. And I can't control external situations that happen in my world. But what can I control, right? I can control my attitude. I can control, my health. I can't control the choices and decisions I'm making. I can control the relationships and people that I play with. I can control my productivity, and I can control my inner peace. If I had to throw another one in here, I want to tell you, you can also control the results based on how you show up. Okay. So I want you to get in your mind, not the things that you can't control. I want us to start to narrow in on the things that we can control, right? Because it's going to assist us in our success journey. Now, the framework that we have inside of our program it's a three-part framework. And it's very important for us to understand each of these pieces because they make up who it is that we're going to be. It makes up how we're going to get to the next level. And the three parts of our framework are simply believe, attract, and close. When you really come down to sales, it's going to come down to principles inside of this framework that's going to cause us to be successful. It's going to either be inside of our belief. When we say that believe, we're really talking about our mindset. If you're taking notes, please write the word mind shift before mindset, right? Yeah, mind shift before mindset. Now, this is something that you have to consistently do, and you're doing over time. And that is, you're having to make mind shifts, because if the mind is set and it's set wrong, it will always be wrong. Right now in Dallas, Texas, it's 10:22. If you're in Dallas, Texas, and your watch says 9:22 or 11:22, it's correct, but it's correct for a different area code. It's correct for a different zip code, right? It's correct for a different location in the USA, but it would be incorrect for Dallas, which means all of the times that you have in your calendar, you would miss. And it's only reason why we're missing them is because what has been set has been wrong. So we would have to what? Shift. We would have to have a mind shift where we intentionally moved our clock, moved our watch in order to put it on the right time in order for us to get and gain the right result. So I always want you to put here mind shift before mindset. This is what we like to do periodically through the day, because you can start your day right with your affirmations, with your prayer, with your meditation, your workout. But there are things that can happen through the day that if you don't shift it, you can then go from starting to have a good day to then having your good day turn into a bad day, and your bad day turn into a bad evening, a bad week, a bad month, and before you know it, you're in a rut. And so we want to make sure that we know that we can control what's happening in our mind, and what's happening in our mind is going to determine what we do with our actions, right? Sales does not automatically happen. You will not just close more because you want more, but you can't go get more if you don't think about more. So the onset is you want to make sure that if you're going to close more, you got to start to expect more. You got to start to think more. You got to start to believe for more. Now, I want to give just a couple of things there. My more begins with me. Okay. My more begins with me. And the reason I say that is because if you're not careful, what happens sometimes is when you share your more and somebody else around you does not think that your more is big enough, then you can adopt their more. And unfortunately, this is a personal endeavor. Your more has to begin with you. You need to know what's more for you based on where you are in your business, where you are in your sales. Your more begins with you. Okay. The next thing is be careful because your more may be more than somebody else's, and you won't push and pursue it because somebody will say, you're already doing enough. And if you're already doing enough, you can then get comfortable and you can start to coast where you should still be stretching. So your more has to become a personal endeavor, a personal thing that you go after. And it's something that's more to who? To you. And so your more has to begin with me. Okay. So the power of the mind is very important when it comes to sales because there are things that we're going to have to do in order for us to condition our mind a certain way. It's because with sales, we do know that we have the opportunity to gain more, but we have to also understand what's attached to the more. You know, last night, our coach, Terry, she shared this powerful story about her son and going down a slide. And the slide represented more for him. Even though if he compared his more to his siblings, it would not have seemed like it was a lot, but it was a lot to him because of where he was in his life. And that's what I want you to gain right now. Based on where you are, it's going to determine what more looks like to you. So, which leads me to this here. If you're not measuring monthly, weekly, and daily metrics, how do you really know what more is? More needs to be more than just a feeling. When we think about close more deals, we're talking about facts, not just feelings. I don't want to feel like my business is moving forward. I want to be able to see tangible evidence that my business is moving forward. So the first question we have to ask is, where is my business? How many deals have I closed? How often am I closing these deals? So then what becomes our more standard, right? Many times we set numerical goals from a standpoint of actually having a number that we're going after. You know, I'm making $5,000 a month. I now want to make $7,000 a month, or I want to, whatever that number is, that begins to start to set the scene for our more. Now, one of the biggest places that we have to first condition ourselves is that anytime we're going after more, we can go get our more one of two ways. Let me share back my screen because I placed it here for us today because I want you to see it, not just hear it today. Okay, let's see. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Maybe I did not put that there. Okay, so let's do it this way. All right, 4 questions that we're going to answer, and then I'll come back to what I just said. So 4 questions that we're going to answer today in our next 30 minutes together. First question I want us to answer is, what's keeping us from our next level? Okay, what's keeping you from your next level? Next question we're going to answer is, what value add do I offer? Third question is going to be, how do I attract big or bigger groups? And then the final question today that we're going to answer is, what's the one thing that you can fix today that would have the biggest impact on your business, right? Okay, so what's keeping you from your next level? What value add do I offer? How do I attract big or bigger groups? And then what's the one thing you can fix today that would have the biggest impact on your business? Okay, so for those that are taking notes, here's what I want to do here, and that is simply write this down. Learn more, offer more, charge more equals maximizing the close more. I'll repeat that. Learn more, offer more, charge more equals maximize the close more. The reason why you decided to show up today is because there was a desire to learn more. I call that the Stephen Covey sharpening the saw. Because if we just went out and offered more, but we did not learn first, we could have gotten answers or results based on what we've previously been getting. So we want to first function in or learn more. That's where we're always wanting to make sure that the saw is sharp before we go cut at the tree. So we learn more. The offer more. If we don't present more offers, we don't have opportunities for more business to flow to us. And there's a twofold factor when we really function and offer more, and that is we want to have offers coming to us and offers coming from us. You want offers coming to you, and you want offers coming from you. Right here, I want you just to really put the word visibility. Write the word visibility down. The greater we become at being visible and the right visibility, offers can now start to come to us. Then we can become intentional about the offers that flow from us. Okay? So we're going to learn some visibility techniques so that we can make sure that we are having offers both flow to us as well as offers that are flowing from us. Charge more. When we say charge more, sometimes that is the greater you become in your subject matter, the more you get seen as the expert. And the more you're seen as the expert, the more you can require, demand, ask for from the individual. Here's what I want you to write here. You have to break out of average. You have to break out of average. If you don't break out of average, what happens is you only get what the statistics state. So you're not here because you want to get statistics. You're here because you want to break to another level so that you can go and have more than the statistics have, right? You already know how to just function on the place that you function. So again, the more I become an expert, so we break out of that place there. The final word we had is we said we maximize the close more, okay? I want you just to write down the word competence there, okay? The word competence there, okay? So learn more, we're going to sharpen our saw. Offer more, we're going to become visible. Offers that flow to us, offers then that come from us. Charge more, right? We have to get out of average, so we need to become an expert. Okay. Becoming an expert, you have to leave the place of being a generalist and start to move to the place where you are a specialist. This is where my coach Terry did it with me. She saw that I was playing in a space where I was being general motivation versus being in a space where I could become more specific sales. So then when you leave the place of being a generalist and you move to being a specialist, what happens now is you can then become an attraction magnet to anything and everything that deals inside of your wheelhouse. It's important for us to narrow in, because in narrowing in, everything now can become extracted because you know what you're looking for. Okay. The charge more then ultimately equals the maximize the close more. All right. Write this down. What value add do I offer? So here's what I want you to write down. Your value is always valuable. Your value is always valuable. Let me tell you just a quick little story here. And maybe somebody you start to relate to this. Your value is always valuable. Have you ever been in a time, though, where you did not value what you do the way you value a different person's gift? You know, I grew up in the church, so being in the church, it was always the musicians that I would get attracted to. I love being around musicians because the musicians seem to be the people that, you know, always had things going on. So I always desired, like, I wish I could get on the mic and sing, or I wish I could go here and speak or lead the choir. But that wasn't my gift, right? My gift was not that. But I saw their gift different than I saw my gift. So when you don't see your value as valuable, what do we many times do? We don't expose it, bring exposure to it the way we need to, and we don't offer it enough. If I don't offer more, I don't set myself up to close more. So let's talk about that a little bit. What are the answers that come to us when we begin to offer more? What are the things that start to happen? Somebody, you can unmute your mic right here. What are the things that happen when you start to make more offers? What could potentially come to your life?
You attract more people.
Okay, so we can attract more people. All right. What else?
I mean, more offers, more money, but
Okay, more offers, more money. Okay, more offers, more money. Okay, what else?
yeah, it would help to like expand your network too.
Okay, so more offers, I expand my network. Okay, what else? Okay, Carol, go ahead.
I was going to say you attract the right people.
Okay, so we got this thing set up. More offers could mean we can attract the right people. Okay. Okay. And I love where y'all's thinking right now. Bridget put people become more confident. Okay. All right. But now let's talk about the reality. With an offer, what can happen with an offer?
You decline.
Someone could say
Kayla?
yes.
Okay. Robert says
But someone can say no.
Okay, someone can. Now, so we can hear yes, we can hear no. Okay, now.
Or maybe.
Or we can hear maybe. Now, listen and here we go. I'm going to ask a question. I want you just to think about it. And that question is, how do you associate the word no? What's your relationship when you hear the word no? Right? What feelings do you get when you hear no? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Bridget's throwing it in the chat. She hates to hear it, right? Discouraged. Okay.
I see it as opportunity.
Okay. I see
I
it as
always, whenever I get a no, I dig deeper because you came to find me.
Okay.
Most of the time I offered something, you say that you needed, you're saying no to this. So my response is, okay, when we started this journey, you said you wanted X, Y, and Z, which this is controlling X, Y, and Z, or it fixes the X, Y, and Z. So is there something about this that I'm missing or I did not explain correctly? So I never take a no until I hit the explanation for the no.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay, good, good. Okay, so I love
No's. Oh, I thought you.
working. Go to work.
No's, yeah, no's for me sometimes just mean not right now. Or maybe it's an obstacle that they think is in the way and it hasn't been explained to them properly. So like she said, digging into the no a little bit to make sure we have a good understanding. But I think I've been in sales so long, no means kind of nothing to me. It just means either not right now. And depending on the no, sometimes I know it means, okay, let me move on to the yes. I need to get through this no real quick and move on to the people who want to hear what I have to say.
Okay. Okay. I love that. I love that. The first thing I want to do here, though, is I want you to, first off, everyone, you have to understand in creating more offers, if your association to the word no has more negativity than it does opportunity. I love the word Kayla used there, opportunity. If your association to the word no has more negativity than it does to the word opportunity, are you going to really present more offers? There's not too many people that run to things that we say are negative to us. See? So the first thing I need you to do, and you have to be honest here, right? And we all can work and get better at this, but we have to have a different association to the word no. Because if I don't, I'm not going to present in places that I think I'm going to get a no. Here's something I can tell you in sales. Sometimes the very people that I thought would have said yes, said no. And the very people that I thought was going to say no, said yes, which is why we function from the presentation of 100% of the offers to 100% of the people, 100% of the time. Okay? I want to say that again. You need to start thinking when you wake up, you show up with this thought process. You show up with this thought process. And that thought process is, I'm showing up today to present 100% of my offers, who you are, what you represent, 100% of the time when the opportunity presents itself, right? Because when I do, I'm giving myself opportunities for yeses to give me yeses and no's that I thought were no's to really give me a yes. I'm giving myself opportunity for more yeses. Now, for those of us that heard earlier and you really have a systematic system, right? We have a form that we can help provide that help you to measure your metrics. You should know today how many no's that you normally get before you get your yes. You should know that. And when I know that, let's say it's 25%. So if I offer 4 offers, I know I'm going to get one, I'm going to get 3 no's and 1 yes, right? If I know where my percentages are, I then know in order for me to get to 10, I have to be okay with hearing 30 to 40 no's. So when I hear the no's, I don't take them the same way because I know it's just a part of the process of me getting to the amount of yeses that I need. So my association with the word no is different when I know it's just a part of the process. I'm going from here to Austin. I know I have to go through Waco. It's just a part of the journey. And when I understand it's a part of the journey, when I get to the Waco being the no, it's okay. And I don't see it the same because I understand that it's a part of the process. So I'm going to tell you today, one of the biggest things you can do in the power of your mind is start to see no differently. You got to see no differently. Now, no can be a redirection versus no being a rejection. Now, the same token is our first word today was learn more. We don't ever want to not grow. We don't want to stop growing to the place that we say, I'm only getting no because that's just what I'm getting. Some of our no is in we need to get better at how we present, how we set up what we do, and how we say what we say, how we come across, how we show up, what we do there, right? We need to get better in that. And in us getting better in our approach will help us what? Get more yeses. That's part of our learning. We can't just say, oh, it's just the person and we're off. Okay. So let me give you two things though around this topic that, you know, and I say them and I kind of coin phrases. And the only reason I coin phrases is because in me coining phrases, it helps me to remember it and it helps me to do it. So here's the first thing that I want you to see here. And that simply is you want to become numb to the no. Okay. You want to become numb to the no. All numb to, what does that mean? I gotta leave my feeling to the no. I can't just feel, because if all of my actions are based on my feelings, what happens is we start to go up and down in the consistency of what we do. So I got to lose feeling something every time I hear something. I'm staying here for a second because when I've trained more and more people, it's more here of why they don't go present more, because when you want more, you're going to get more of these, right? We're in the people business. If you're going to get more, you're asking for more people in your life. With people come problems. With people comes responsibility. With people comes all of these things that we have to go through, right? So when I'm saying I want more, I'm really saying I want more of all of this. So the first thing I have to do is I have to become numb to the no, because I cannot feel a certain way. Because if no makes me feel negative, you're going to feel more negative in your world by going after your more. So I got to associate a different feeling with the word no. Second thing is I now have to nurture my no's. Okay. So I become numb to the no. The second thing I got to do is nurture my no's. Always remember, no's today are yeses someday. So every no that you get today, there's a day defined where that no can become a yes. So I want to dig right here for just a second here. Kayla said, and I love it, Kayla said, when she hears the word no, she hears opportunity. Kimmy said, when she hears the word no, it's a digging for her. It's let me find out why, right? Okay, so let me give you just a quick little tool when I hear the word no, okay? So when you hear the word no, sometimes no is a knee-jerk reaction in order for somebody to feel safe. They didn't mean what they said. It's just a knee-jerk reaction for them to feel safe, and they didn't mean what they said. So you have to have your word tracks per se, your rebuttal ready, and it has to be in a way that you can poke without making somebody turn away. So if I hear no, so like matter of fact, Terry, if you don't mind, will you mute your line? I'm going to present something to you, and then yeah, you just tell me no. So I'm going to function from old school, where we're going to all be in the car dealership. So Terry's just found a vehicle, and we're getting ready to present the numbers to her. So, Terry, so I want to say thank you for looking at the vehicles with us. So it looks like you found the one that you like. So I have a lot of information on this sheet right here to go over with you. If you don't mind, if you allow me to go to the end, I'll allow you to ask any questions at the end. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so looking at this vehicle here, it's a 2023 Chevrolet Equinox. The MSRP is here. After discounts, your AutoNation savings, your price is here. So we have two ways for you to pay for the vehicle today. If you're writing a check for the vehicle, you'll pay this amount right here. If you're going to pay, there's some estimated down payments with some estimated terms. Before I ask you to choose any of those, do you have any questions for me?
I think I'm going to go and compare. I might can get this cheaper somewhere else. So I'm not sure if I can make a decision right now.
Okay, awesome. So is it value or is it just time?
It's about, I'm not in a rush. It's about the value.
Okay, all right. So let's just stop for a second. So she actually said no a little quicker than I thought she was going to say no, right? But no problem. So here's the thing, though. I want you to see. Many times when you hear the word no, it's one of two things. Many times, value or time. And so the simple statement of value and time, is it value or is it time? All I'm doing here is I'm saying, instead of this being a period, I want to give this as a comma, because if we can still have a conversation, I can now address some things. So the no, I want to be able to use, is it the value or is it the time? So I want to just walk through each of those real quick. Value speaks that I didn't do a good enough job where. What do you hear if somebody tells you value is it? I didn't do a good enough job where?
Explain the product.
Okay, explaining the product. So if I didn't do a good enough job explaining the product, I want you to go one step further, go backwards, comma, I didn't do a good enough job where?
Are you wanting people to chime in?
Yeah, anybody can chime in. Okay. If value is where you get your no, where did you feel that you could have work on? What could I have worked on better?
Your
Presentation.
Okay, presentation, explaining the product.
Explaining the benefits of the product.
Okay, benefits of the product. Okay. Many times what sets up the benefits is what?
Like, you have to actually listen to the client, hear the problem, and making sure that you're solving the problem that they have.
Okay, so it goes back to sometimes, watch this, instead of us asking questions, we do a good job of assuming that we understand where they are and what they want. And so we start from our place of assumption and we then rush in, we do an explanation. It wasn't that your knowledge wasn't there, it's that you did not attach relevant knowledge to where the person was, so the value was missing. So when you give your offer, you missed them and you did not get them up enough because you did not speak value to them. Value is set up, just write this little phrase down. Success in the close is based on the setup of my questions. Success in the close is based on the setup of my questions. My questions open sales up. And watch this and hear me. We have to make sure that our marketing is opening up the right people so that when they get in touch with you, you know where they are because you know what led them to you. Because if anything and everything gets them to you, how do you know what you're supposed to really be bringing out to the forefront in order to use to take them from where you got them to where you ultimately they want to get to? The questions that we ask are so vital in opening up a sale that your area needs to have a specific type of person that you understand so very well that you know the questions that they ask, that you've mastered the value presentation based on the client that you are called to. And when you are a generalist, it's very difficult to find that or to become all things to all the people all the time when you function from there. So value is in the beginning, not really in the close. Okay, so value. Now, I heard no, and I'm checking for value, because what am I listening for? I am listening for how well did I match where they were, what they wanted with what I presented. And I'm telling you today, be careful, because the longer you function in your product, the more you know your product. But when they come to your product, they don't do your product every day. So we have to say, we have to explain, watch this, as if it's the first time. We can't explain for, oh, I've been doing this for 15 years time. Because I don't give them the juice. I don't give them what they need. What do I say? You sell the, you eat the steak. But the fajita gets sold, right? The picture of a fajita many times shows steam and heat and hot. It's the person that got fajitas next to you. It was the sizzle that got you. Oh, you enjoyed eating the steak, but it was the sizzle that really got you. How well is this sizzle happening, right? How do you take what you do, who you are, and bring sizzle to it so that the sizzle attracts? What was the statement I gave you? Your value is always valuable. Let me give you one more while we're here. Let me give you one more. When I see my value as a gift and not a burden, I'm going to present it more. Y'all heard Carol at the beginning talk about her ebook. The greater she sees her ebook as a gift, the more she'll present her ebook. Kayla talked about annuities and 401ks and the rollovers. When Kayla sees it as a gift, not a burden, she's going to present it more. But watch what happens. I'm going to sit with my area. And here's the part, as I was studying this and just going back through it. And let me tell you what, I'm going to sit with my area. Listen to me, not from your seat. You're going to sit with it from your consumer's position. Over time, we start to see the world from where we are, not where they are. Sales is connecting where they are. You already know what you do, but I got to be able to bring it to light from where they are. So here's the biggest challenge to you right now in the opening portions of our time together, and that is I must start to see my product from my consumer's position. I must see my product from my consumer's position. Okay. My product, my consumer's position. Because what's our statement though? Where's our statement? Your value's always valuable. There's not a person that I heard tell me what you do that's not valuable. Now I have to see, how do I bring that value to my person, but bring it in a way that's valuable from their position? I'm going to give you just a couple of things that I think about just naturally. Terminology. Is it from their position or from your seat? Think about the terminology that sometimes we go out and use. Is it from their position? I don't remember who in here. I want to say it was Bridget, but somebody said they focus a lot on first-time home buyers. Well, their terminology is totally different than an experienced person that's bought 3 or 4 homes. So if my marketing and my verbiage is not speaking their language, I'm missing them. When I think I'm presenting offers to them, they don't even see it because they don't think that way, speak that way, understand that way. So I miss it completely, right? When I'm not asking myself the question of what would be the cause of somebody not buying a house that's a first-time home buyer. If I don't see it from that position, then I'm only giving what either I've been educated on, right? Which leads me to this next one. Write this down. You and I must analyze our previous yeses. We got to analyze our previous yeses. Why is that important? Why is that important? Analyzing our previous yeses.
That way you can see what worked, figure out exactly what you did, try it again. And if it continues to work, it'll just be like a wash, rinse, repeat.
Okay, I like it. So we're analyzing because we want to see what worked. What else?
We analyze so that we can see the source of where that yes came from.
Okay, I love it. Yes. Also analyzing because I'm looking for the sources of my yes. Okay, stay in these first 2 blocks for just a second. If I know what worked and I know the source, why do I go play in other places? But can I tell us why we sometimes do it? Because we just didn't measure. We did not measure. And because you didn't measure, you don't know where you're getting it from. Some people just getting it. Man, I'm just getting it. I'm just getting some business. And you don't know where it's coming from. So you feel like you've got to be everywhere. But do you really? Do you really? If all your business is coming from referrals, how come you just don't do a lot for your referrals? How come you just don't have a nurture system that just does stuff for your referrals? By chance, why don't you just do something where you just get referrals together and just hang out with referrals? And that's all you did was just hang out with referrals, because these are the people that continually feed you your business. So why not just hang out with those people because they got something magnetic? How come I don't just interview my referrals and say, how'd you get to that next person? Where were they at? What did they say? What did you say when you presented me? Because if that's the magic of your business, who cares if other people got a model that looks like something totally different? That may not be your magic. Your magic may be in just doing that. Man, I have barbecues, and every time I have barbecues, I always get business after my barbecue. You know what I'd have? Barbecues. And I just keep having barbecues. Man, where do you get this one? Man, every time, man, I just put some meat on the grill, put some music on, buy me a couple bottles of wine, and people, man, they just come, and before you know it, I got another person I'm working with. You got to analyze your yes to know what's working. Source, what else? What else? What else comes from analyzing my yes?
A system, a repeatable system.
Okay. Something that's duplicatable, a system, right? Watch this. What happens if your system was so simple that a VA could be doing it and you didn't have to? Could it be that you're so close to scaling that you don't even, but you don't know because you don't? Wouldn't it be amazing if all you had to do was show up on the bookends of the business, show up in the world from the marketing standpoint, your system took them to a certain place and show up to bring the rest of the sandwich together? Oh, man, wouldn't it be amazing? Then you're just now saying, okay, instead of doing 3 of those, I want to do 4 of those. Instead of doing 4 of those, I'm ready to do 5 of those. Instead of doing 5 of those, you know what? I don't even want to do these anymore. Some of you are saying, well, is this possible? So if you follow our journey, I coach a lady in Mississippi named Tina. I was just with her three weeks ago, and we've been coaching for a year. This year, we just drew a radius around her city that she now no longer goes to any of the appointments if it's outside of a mile radius now. Because of the things that we're talking about, we've done, she has now an assistant that's taking care of the business that happens outside of that radius so that she could focus on her main target. Because watch this, inside of good marketing, you'll always get an overflow. The reason why some people never want to niche is because in niching, they get scared that they're going to miss something. You'll always get overflow even when we niche down. So I want to encourage you and challenge you right now. Sometimes in closing more sales is in saying no to some sales. Now, we used to hear it when your uncles, your aunties, your grandma, your grandpa, your people, maybe you and I, right, sat at the domino table. And when you get around a real good domino player, they're going to say this statement right here: all money ain't good money, right? They say it all the time. All money ain't good money, because they understand that if I take this right here, it may cause my time to be gone so much that I'm missing out on that over there. So we got to have that systematic system that also flows into our world. All right, so I'm gonna stop here today in ours. We're gonna land here, and I'm gonna give you a homework assignment. Okay, so your homework, you got a homework assignment before we come to day number 2 tomorrow, and we're gonna tie day number 2. Now, tomorrow on day number 2, let me just tell you, we're gonna go a lot faster, and the techniques portion, we're gonna go through some techniques, right, on day number 2. But so here's your homework assignment today. Number 1. Let me pull it up because it's on this question right here. Here it is. All right. It's the 4th question. What's the one thing you can fix today that would have the biggest impact on or in your business? So I want you to ask that question, sit with that question, and I want you to answer that question. Okay, so homework 1. And homework number 2 is simply, I want you to analyze your previous 3 yeses. I want you to analyze your previous 3 yeses. So your previous 3 yeses, I want you to analyze. And I want you to start looking for commonalities. And so you got to ask a lot of questions here. Okay, who are they? How much did we make with this one? Where did it come from? Just ask as many questions as you can around the three previous yeses. Okay. Okay. So those two things I want you to do as we close out today and we get ready to move to tomorrow. So real quick, before we end, I want to make sure if there's two things. One, I want you to answer what's a takeaway that you got from today. Okay. You can type it in the chat or you can come on. I'm going to give you a chance to come on. What's a takeaway you got from today? And then if there's any question about something that was covered, you can ask that question as well right now. Okay. So what's a takeaway that you got from today? And then if there's any question that you have. Okay. So just real quick, you can popcorn. If you got to throw it in the chat, go ahead. Or if you want to pop on, just go ahead too. Okay. All right. Robert says success in the close is based on the setup of the questions. I love it. I love it. Good, good, good. D says takeaway was become numb to the nose. I like that. Yes. Thank you. Now, some of y'all been talking earlier, so you don't have to now not talk. Here's your chance right now. But for the replay listeners, they over there thinking, oh, these people scared to talk. Okay, good, good. All right. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we're going to be back here again tomorrow, day number 2. We're going to focus in on the attractions. Hopefully, I don't have nobody in my home tomorrow. Jesus, did not know all this was going to happen, so forgive me for that. But Terry says value over time. Yeah, the problem is usually these areas. Okay, I love it. I love it. Have a great rest of the day. Yes. So day number 2, we're going to hit attraction. And that's the piece that I know really turns into the sale. So it's going to be a fun day tomorrow. Learn more, offer more. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank y'all so much. Go invite somebody. They can still register. It's right on the website, assistyouTowin.com. And we'll see you back here again tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Peace. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. All right? All right, bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.